Good evening, everybody, and welcome to St. Thomas More High School in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are live on Zaleski Sports for the Metro Classic Conference Championship in girls basketball. Alongside Matt Peck, I'm Elijah Vanxalata, and tonight we've got a heavyweight matchup. On one side, the Dominican Knights, 20-2 overall and a perfect 12-0 in conference play, riding a 14-game win streak, come in high flying. This is a team that hasn't lost since last December, and they've already locked up a number one seed in the Division 4, Section 4B. Senior leadership, clutch guards, defensive toughness. They've looked every bit of the part to look like a state contender this year. But across the floor from them is the host, the St. Thomas More Cavaliers, who are 20-2, also battle-tested as well. I mean, this is a team that's only lost twice. Dominican only lost once. And most importantly, undefeated on this home court in this very gymnasium at 9-0. Their last loss came at the hands of these Dominican Knights, 62-57, and you better believe they're going to remember this one for a true time to remember. This isn't just about the conference title tonight. This is also about the momentum heading into the WIAA postseason, the girls' state tournament. It's about finishing what you started. Two senior-heavy teams, two different divisions, and one championship atmosphere. Strap on in and buckle your seatbelts, folks. The Metro Classic Conference title is on the line, and it starts right now. So I'm going to bring in my color commentator and producer, Matt Peck. Peck, this is going to be a really fun matchup between these two teams. Obviously, both teams already know their stakes with seedings, but this is still a lot of bragging rights to play for.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here tonight as the stereo is just booming in this gym right below us. The closest we've ever been to a stereo before. It's actually shaking the camera, but good news is it won't be playing during the game. It's just my whole body's vibrating. That just shows how important this game is. Yeah, St. Thomas More, like you talked about, hasn't lost since they played this Dominican Knights team last. And you saw this Dominican Knights team last week against Kenosha St. Joseph, who battled them as well and gave Dominican a ride there. And both times they did too, so I expect St. Thomas More to do the same thing tonight. And Coach knows that that's the last team that they lost to. So he knows he's ready for tonight's game, and I'm excited to see how his squad comes out, especially out on senior night here. At Dominican, and they win tonight, they'll probably take their picture as they'll wrap up the Metro Classic Conference. If St. Thomas More wins, then both teams got to try to avoid losing their last game, whoever they play.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. So technically, St. Thomas More could still, given like they have a chance to win the conference outright still. They got to win tonight first and foremost. They would tie it there, and then they got to win their last game of the season, which is their last conference game of the season, which is against Shoreland Lutheran, a doable opponent that's 7-15 and 2-10 in conference. Dominicans got Martin Luther on Friday, 2 days from now, who's 7-14 and 3-9. So it's very likely that if Thomas More wins this game, we'll see a share of the conference title.
See, that Martin Luther gym is spooky because I'm going to go to the boys' side of the aisle. Earlier this year, Racine St. Catharines, who we know is a really good boys' basketball team, they went to Martin Luther and lost. So, things have happened there. I've seen some crazy things happen there a couple of years ago. So it's one of those spookier gyms. I like to call it. I probably call every gym that, but this one is too because they got half the lights off here. It's just the lights on like a UFC fight in the middle. So
the main card lights, if I call it, they got the back lights and like the spot. I think you could call it the spotlight, right? You just get the main court with the main lights. As we're about to get set with the national anthem. And then right after that, we'll come out with starting lineups and tip-off right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to St. Thomas More High School in the Jerry Hampkins Gymnasium, home of privilege and sport. For tonight's matchup, the visiting Dominican Knights and your St. Thomas More Cavaliers. At this time, as we please stand to re-announce with a prayer and the playing of our national anthem. And we pray, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, Dominican High School and St. Thomas More High School ask you to protect all athletes from serious injury. Clear the hearts and minds of the athletes, coaches, and officials so they may perform to the best of their ability. Help those who win to do so humbly, and help those who lose to do so graciously. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Welcome back to the Majerus Court from St. Thomas More High School alongside Matt Peck. I'm Elijah Manxalata. Back with the starting lineups here. First for the visiting Dominican Knights, who come into this game 20-1, 12-0, first in the Metro Classic Conference. Senior guard, 5'4", number 1, Brooklyn Love. Senior guard, 5'5", number 2, Layla Bly. Junior, 5'6'4", number 15, Angelina Reyes. Forward, senior at 5'10", number 22, Kaylee Agee. And freshman, number 24, Jordan Woods, to round out the lineup for Kevin Shrampka, who is in his 17th season at Dominican High School. Now the starting lineups for the St. Thomas More Cavaliers, head coached by Brian Krishak. Number 1, senior. It's senior night tonight, so it's all seniors. Number 1, 5'4", senior guard, Janai Blakely. Number 14, senior forward at 5'11", Michaela Lasig. Senior shooting guard, 6'0", number 20, Zoe Dispinette. And senior power forward, 6'1", number 24, Olivia Levine. And senior phenom, 6'0" forward, number 34, Hannah Boltman, the Minnesota Crookston commit. That's the starting lineup for Brian Krishak. Once again, glad you guys could be with us for the Metro Classic Conference Championship game. Obviously, both these teams have one more Metro Classic game in the next 2 days or so. But this is going to be a really fun, competitive game. Like we said, both these teams already know their seedings. Dominican at the 1 in Division 4 and Thomas More at the 2 in Division 3 in their respected sectionals. But you best believe these two teams are going to come out and play hard with bragging rights on who wins the conference on the line.
Yeah, these two schools love to battle. We were talking about on the way here. Just 2 years ago, it was the opposite. We were doing the boys' game for conference between Dominican and St. Thomas More. Just shows how much 2 years can change, and now we're here for the girls' game. Opposite gym, we were in Whitefish Bay for the boys' game 2 years ago for this matchup. Now we're in the south side of Milwaukee, Bayview, for the girls' matchup. So exciting to work with both schools. Always fun to get some Metro Classic action, and always really good basketball in this conference, either on the boys' or girls' side.
Reyes jumps it up at half court, and it'll start off with the Dominican Knights. Brooklyn Love, the senior phenom, feeding over left corner 3, air ball, not enough juice on that 3-point shot by Layla Bly. She was in the house on Thursday when Corey Sparks did the interview and had play-by-play for that game. I was alongside with him to kind of get a scouting report on these Dominican Knights. I tell you, Peck, on that scouting report, they're a very physical team.
Yeah, I watched part of that game. I noticed that, too, down the stretch.
And you're seeing it early on. Bly Love looking to push the pace and kind of poked out of bounds. It'll stick with the Knights, but great defense and effort by senior point guard Janai Blakely. We'll stick with the Knights. Very good crowd on display tonight. I would say about 80% of the gymnasium filled up here at Majerus Court. 3-point shot is true. Brooklyn Love gets us started, and she can light it up from distance. Love averaging 16 points a game on the year. And look at this, another steal by Love. Really looking to take this one over. 2-on-1 fast break. Layla Bly gets the bounce to go. She's got averages around 14 points per game. The top 2 leading scorers setting the tone for Kevin Shrampka's squad.
Nice start for Dominican early on.
Going up on the other end, the layup is true by Olivia Levine. Levine comes into this game averaging 13.6 points per game and 9.2 rebounds a game for the senior power forward.
Yeah, it can be exciting to see which team takes the big run here early on. Kind of even early on. St. Thomas More got a good basket to go down and lay up over there, but Dominican, some good passing early on.
Defense chance coming down from the very crowded St. Thomas More student section. It's crazy we say this. We're used to seeing this game being really big for boys basketball. We saw that a couple years ago when the battles of Aaron Womack against Amari McCautry and Saku Kone. Now we're seeing it on the girls' side with Brooklyn Love, Layla Bly, Zoe Dispinette, and Hannah Boltman.
You know, it's funny because we were at Brookfield East, Wauwatosa West on Friday. And who knows, maybe 2 years from now we'll be there for the girls' game.
Yeah.
It's crazy how times can change and teams build up.
Dominican's a young team as well, Peck. They got a lot of young talent. Obviously, they're starting a freshman tonight in Jordan Woods, who averages around 6 points a game. Straight away 3 for Layla Bly, too strong. She gets her own miss. And this is going to be interesting. I mean, Obviously, on senior night, you like to play all the seniors for St. Thomas More and Brian Kreshak. Look at that shifty move. Ooh, too strong right there. No foul call by Brooklyn Love, and a double team coming. Look at that effort by Janiyah Blakely. And Zoe Dispinette on the ground. It'll stick with the Knights, but respecting the effort early. Lacey checking out of the game. And the Cavs will check in junior guard Leah Wardlow, who's averaging 7.6 points per game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see early on here how physical Dominican goes tonight, or how St. Thomas More responds to that loss last time in a really close game. Like you mentioned early on, it was St. Thomas More's last loss. How long ago? So they've been rolling recently. So is Dominican, though.
That's right. You know, we talked about it with Coach Sharamka on Thursday. He was talking about how his team likes to run a traditional offense. They slow it down a little bit, not in a hurry, but this team, they play man-to-man on defense, but it's so aggressive how many steals they force that lead to points off turnovers. That's what led them. They almost lost to St. Joe's last Thursday.
Yeah.
But they're a very battle-tested team. Look at that. Can't get that one to go. That's going to go off the hands of Angelina Reyes, one of the glue pieces that head coach Kevin Sharamka praises on. She's only 5'6", but plays like a true center on the team. Looking to push the pace, and there's another steal right off that one that time. They're going to try to go fast break again, and just a little bit too much juice on the back pass from Layla Bly to Jordan Woods, and a substitution checking in for the Knights. Number 30, freshman Morgan Banks checking in for Dominican. Checking in for another freshman, Jordan Woods.
Kevin Sharamka knew how open she was. He just pumped his fist when that ball went over her head.
Yeah.
He knew he had a chance for a good layup there to extend this lead.
Both coaches veterans as, can't get it on the drive. That was the idea right there for Janiyah Blakely. Tried to do a little TJ McConnell style and pick Brooklyn Love's pocket while she wasn't looking. That's why this is when the crowd becomes a factor. When you're trying to get a steal, they go, watch out.
That TJ McConnell drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Especially when he plays the Bucks. You just let him go up. It just seems like they give him a free lane every time to go up for a layup. It's like,
it's like one of those toddlers you can't stand, right?
Yeah.
Like one of those. Look at this. Layla Bly walked with it. Great defense and good sportsmanship right there by Hannah Boltman helping up Layla Bly, but really good defense on the trap right there. Look at this Dominican pressure. You got 3 girls lined up past half court. And Brooklyn Love, she averages 2.5 steals a game. This has been a Dominican Knights team that's been thieves all season long, cherry picking the ball. Good bounce pass in the paint. What a move right there. Boltman to Dispinette. What a move, and they're going to need all those plays they could get tonight to try to win this ball game.
That was a really good pass and a really good find in the paint. Exactly something St. Thomas More needed early on. They hadn't scored in a couple of minutes, so a good basket there right there. Said that word twice.
It's all good. Angelina Reyes hands it off to Love at the top of the key. Gets a screen from her right. She drives in the paint. Free throw line jumper. Brooklyn Love, no good. Trying to save it in. Couldn't get the feed in bounce for Morgan Banks, and it'll head right back to Thomas More for their chance to take their first lead of the night. So scoring first half right now, but I did a little stats research. St. Thomas More only allows 39.5 points a game this season.
Wow.
That's a big accomplishment for Coach Kreshak. Whoa, look at that defense and physicality on Boltman.
Dominican's got 5 on 4 right now, too.
Yeah, Dominican standing on business, trying to take advantage. Love fouled and one. Seeing it with their chest.
And the white Dominican faithful has come out here tonight to our left. A lot of them here from Whitefish Bay. Made the trip through downtown to the south side.
First foul of the night, Zoe Dispinette. Like you were saying, Matt Peck, if Dominican can win the night, they win the conference outright. So if they get it alone, they will have a 2-game advantage on Thomas More. They will not be able to compare it. Checking in for the Cavs, Sophia Scardino, the junior small forward, I should say. You watch Brooklyn Love, and it just shows how shifty she could be as a guard as she misses the free throws. That's been one of the struggles that we saw on Tuesday when they were playing St. Joe's. She can't pay it off on her first trip at the line. But you see that a lot in girls basketball, right?
Oh, yeah.
It almost confuses me in a way. Look at that double team right there. This Dominican faithful making a lot of noise. And one on the other end, returning the favor. Look at that. Anna Boltman returning the energy right back at you.
Well, that's the funny one because, we were just talking about how good defense Dominican was playing, then the N1 comes and that whole gym just explodes.
Yeah. This is going to be one of those games, huh, Peck, where both teams are going to exchange those big runs with each other. Oh, free throw off the front rim, too short. That's going to be a big thing to watch out for. Hannah Boltman, like we said, the leading scorer in the Minnesota Crookston commit. She averages 19 points per game. I think she's one of the best girls basketball players, obviously, not just in the Milwaukee area, but in the state as well, with her ability to play, make, and score for this St. Thomas More Cavaliers team.
None of the statewide media ever talks about Dominican or St. Thomas More.
Layla Bly feeling it early on. 8 points, pardon me, for Layla Bly. I mean, not Layla Bly. Brooklyn Love, pardon me, that was. Oh, boy, I got the wrong names up already.
Well, like I was saying, I hear nobody in the statewide talk about these two teams. That's why I wanted to be in this gym tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
To show everybody how good these two teams really are to the statewide media.
I think accidentally, Corey on Thursday last week accidentally mistaken Brooklyn Love once for Jordan Love. So it might be one of those nights for me. I read the names a lot tonight too, so I had my spotting boards ready.
Well, it's not like Jordan Love's. It's not like he's popular.
Uh-oh. Brooklyn Love. Somebody's got to get her stopping before we have to call the Whitefish Bay Fire Department.
Whoa.
She's up to 3 threes on the night already. Look at this physicality in the paint. Jump ball. Stick with the Cavaliers, but oh my goodness. Jeez. Brooklyn Love, she only shoots at about 30.6% from the field, Peck, but there's nights where she can hit that three ball like it's nothing. They hit 7 threes in that first matchup, and look at that. Oh, in the paint. Couldn't get the home court roll that time in the paint for Olivia Levine. Dominican pushing the pace. Shot is blocked that time in the paint. We'll stick with the Knights, but that one was blocked by Scardino, who is coming off the bench for this Cavaliers team. See what play they draw up. AG trying to set up Love. She's already got 2 triples. Oh, my. How many of those jump balls have we seen already, Peck?
A lot. You just see these teams want this game. You can tell. It should be like that every game, but you can tell that they really want this one.
That's for sure. Jordan Woods checking in for the Dominican Knights. Layla Bry trying to set herself off the screen. She gets it in that left corner. Calling for it on that right elbow is Jordan Woods. They're going to set it back up with Woods. Over to that right wing now with Reyes. Out to Brooklyn Love, trying to set up a post up. That left elbow, feeding it in the paint. Ooh, intercepted that time by Levine. And they're looking to push it. Mid-range jumper on the right side. Oh, my. Lid on the rim right now for St. Thomas More. And here comes Brooklyn Love, a freight train early on. Oh, she thought about the three. Fakes it, goes up with the floater. Can't get that one to go. They'll stick with the Dominican Knights. Man, wow. This has been a lot of action so far, the first almost 8 minutes in this game, and this is why I scheduled this game for us to do for girls basketball, Matt Peck, even though the seeds already came out.
That's why this game matters, because it's for conference.
So they will settle it up from the top of the key and right through the hands. Bly says, my bad, I could have done a little bit better on the pass. It went right through the hands of freshman Morgan Banks.
It's funny, because that's twice that's happened at Dominican now where it's gone through the hands. You say, correct those mistakes down before it's a really close game at the end, and that could cost you a pass like that.
Leah Ward, though, taking up from the top of the key. The D-up chance coming from the big Dominican students and their parents and fans, just representing the whole community coming out for this one tonight. Wardlow to the top of the key. Olivia Levine trying to set up Boltman in the paint. Boltman sizes up her defender. Goes up strong and draws a foul. Try to stand her ground that time on defense was Kaylee Agee. But Boltman will head to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, good play by Boltman right there, trying to draw the foul and get Thomas More some needed points here early on. Down by 7 only, not a bad deficit, but nice to draw a foul once in a while.
Boltman, an 82% free throw shooter on the season. Was 0 for 1 her first trip on the end one last time out. She leads the team in free throw percentage. And this time she goes 2 for 2. 4 points. Half of the points for the Cavaliers are by the senior phenom, Hannah Boltman. 5-point game. No, almost 1 quarter of the way through the first half. We're gonna set an elevator door screen up. Oh, I love this play. Brooklyn Love trying to be shifty with it. The crossover. Feeds it up to the top of the key. Layla Bly over to that right wing. Jordan Woods kind of spins, and the ball is almost turned over. Had some hands on it that time by Scardino and Natalie Moore, or no, pardon me, Leah Wardlow. Janiyah Blakely will check back in for Zoe Dispinette, getting her first breather of the night. Dominican will set it up from the top of the key. Only 3 fouls in this game at Peck. I thought this is a physical game, and look at this. Mid-range jumper, no good. Every time Brooklyn Love takes the ball, it's always shifty. Oh, a foul called that time on the shot. They're going to call Jordan Woods on that one on the drive. And that'll send Leah Wardlow to the line for 2 free throws. This is kind of what they've been working with for Thomas More. They've drawn a couple fouls, try to put them back in this game. And that's what you need to do. First free throw, no good at the line for Leah Wardlow. She shoots it only 53.7% from the field. And makes about half of her free throws. Yeah, Dominican really brought out their student section tonight too, Peck. Like you were saying, she splits the pair 1 for 2. Notice one of the baseball players that came up to us last time that says, "Let's get Zaleski at our baseball games too." He's leading the student section tonight for Dominican. Oh, that's going to be a kick ball. Yeah, tough break right there for Thomas More. It'll stick with the Knights.
They play at Cape Go Field, home of the Chinooks and the Concordia University. I think they play all their home games there, Dominican.
We'll have to see it. We saw their baseball coach there as well. I introduced myself to him. Got us familiar. Love looking for her third 3. Can't get it to go. Oh, boy. The way she was hitting her 3s, I almost had to call the fire department. She would have hit that one. That would have been her 3rd triple. Boltman on the other end. 3-0 run for St. Thomas More. Janiyah Blakely at the top of the key, being guarded tight by Woods. Bounce pass in the paint. Going up, glass is good. Olivia Levine gets that one go. She's up 4 points, and just like that, Peck, it's a 1-possession game.
Yeah, early on, both teams showing the atmosphere here. I don't see many empty seats in this gymnasium, which is exciting. Maybe a little bit to our right, there's a little empty seat, but other than that, not much. Ooh. Nice grab to go get that basketball ball. Nearly saved it.
Lost the ball, but Brooklyn says, "I got you, girl." Freshly checked into the game is Aubrey Malata, the freshman, who can hit. She's the 3rd leading 3-point shooter on this team, so she's going to be able to spread the floor for this Dominican Knights team. Going with a little 2-3 zone right now. Coach Brian Krishak is going with.
Nice defense, though. Dominican still looking for somebody open to get a shot here.
Honestly, it's almost like a 1-3-1 they're going with. They're going to go into the paint and disrupt that 1-3-1 right away. Good read that time. Kaylee Agee gets the bucket. Foul called on the other end. And more free throws coming for St. Thomas More. Second foul on Jordan Woods, so let's see what head coach Kevin Schramfka wants to do and trust in her freshman. Leah Wardlow heads to the line for 2. She split the pair last time. She said only 53% from the line this year. Oh.
Yeah, we've seen some games this year where free throw shooting has been a struggle, and it's come back and costed teams. Speaking of that, Wauwatosa West on Friday night, they would have won the game had they made half their free throws. So, yeah, St. Thomas More get some of those missed free throws out of the way early on, because down the stretch, especially if you're in the lead, you're going to need to hit those. So, it'd be nice to get some practice now early on.
Second one rims out. 0 for 2. Leah Wardlow only 1 for 4 on the night from the free throw line. And this stays a 4-point game. Love looking to get a screen from her right. Agee feeding out to the corner. Layla Bly being face guarded tight by Scardino, not giving her any space at all. Oh, look at that. Box out. And it's stolen. No. Recovered. And it goes up. Oh! Can't make the layup that time. I think the pressure was a little on that time for Kaylee Agee, who averages 7.9 points per game. And on the other end, Leah Wardlow has struggled from the line, but has found her presence on the baseline to get her first bucket of the night. 3 points for her.
Yeah, it was a nice move right there by Thomas Moore, able to.
Oh, they're saying no shot. The Dominican fans won't be pleased with that, but Love almost had an and one chance.
I kind of figured they waved it off because I didn't hear anybody explode next to me like it was an and one, but that would have been quite an and one if they would have kept that. But yeah, it occurred before the shot, so good call right there.
Janai Blakely gets called for the foul. Her first second team foul. 2 team fouls for the Cavaliers, 4 for the Dominican Knights. Looking to set the play up. Oh, look at this. Bully ball in the paint, rejected. Boltman says not today on Reyes. Look at this. Wardlow, mid-range jumper, gets it to go. We are tied. Leah Wardlow does it in a full timeout. The crowd is rocking here at Majerus Gymnasium. We got a thriller in this first half, 15-15. You're watching high school girls basketball on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
We welcome you back here to the Majerus Court at St. Thomas More High School at the gym. I will not be able to pronounce it. I did not ask to pronounce it as well. How would you pronounce that? The last name over there.
Jerry Hnookins?
Jerry Hnookins Gymnasium. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I didn't officially ask it, but if one of the Thomas More fans could say it in the comments, we'd be glad to know how to pronounce that as well. But we're at the Majerus Court here. 15-15 ball game alongside Matt Peck. I'm Elijah Vangsalata. 6:26 left to go in the first half. We are leveled in the Metro Classic Conference Championship in girls basketball.
And we're doing a broadcast in Milwaukee. We don't say that very often. I think it's the first time we've actually been in the city of Milwaukee for a broadcast.
Love it. Mid-range jumper right out the timeout is good for Angelina Reyes. She is really good in the paint like we were talking, but she can hit that mid-range jumper every now and then. Can't buy the bucket on for Sofia Scardino. Yeah, you were talking about it. I mean, we're in the city of Milwaukee for the first time for a broadcast for the Zaleski Sports Milwaukee crew. Zaleski Sports Milwaukee finally in Milwaukee, Peck.
Yeah, despite it being in our name, we're finally here. We made it to the actual city of Milwaukee.
Glad that the athletic director, Caitlin Putney, was able to escort us up here in a crow's set up here. Kind of like we got a platform up top right now.
You have to get on your stomach to get in here. It's fun.
It's all good, though. You get a little exercise going.
Yeah.
Just grateful to be accommodated here.
Thankfully, I can fit.
Look at this. In the paint, going up strong. She can hit the mid-range, and she can attack the baseline. Angelina Reyes, out of that timeout, has the last 4 for Dominican. Ball was tipped, and it'll stick with St. Thomas More.
St. Thomas More, remember us? We covered their playoffs 2 years ago for the boys, the state run. I should just say mainly the sectionals, not the actual regionals.
Janai Blakely pulls up from straightaway mid-range. That's her first bucket of the night. And they just got to continue to hit those down the stretch in this first half if they want to hang in this one. Brooklyn Love kind of slowed down a little bit, but her teammates have gotten involved. Layla Bly going to pull up, trying to draw the foul. Can't get it to go. Boltman with a strong rebound. She averages a double-double, Matt Peck. You don't see that often where you see a player averaging over 10 rebounds a game. And they're going to call an offensive foul right there on St. Thomas More.
you're averaging over 10 bounds a game, you're really in that paint. You're really fighting for that basketball, which is what you like to see. Love to have a player like that in your team that averages that many rebounds a game. It's a key component of basketball. As you see, teams often lose games because they can't rebound if it happens. So it's a key component to have as a team.
Brooklyn Love taking it up the floor once again. She is the floor general for this squad. Kind of setting up 3 on the top and 2 on the middle. Wow. Try to shake up Blakely a little bit right there. I'm going to have Bly at the top. Kind of have that 3-man rotation. AG with AG, Bly, and Love. Trying to draw the foul. Look at that defense again. Just cherry picking that time. Olivia Levine. Fast break, Blakely, the layup, off glass, gets it to go. We are tied once again. Janai Blakely's got the last 4 for St. Thomas More. Blakely averaging 4.2 points per game and 2.6 rebounds a game for Coach Krishak's team.
Back and forth, you have to love it, that's for sure.
Gonna expect the atmosphere to stay high all night. The deficit of the first matchup of these two only resulted in a 62-57 Dominican win at Bill Crowley Gymnasium. 2 big names too, right? Bill Crowley and Rick Majerus, the name of the both courts, right?
Yep.
Look at this. Ball's tipped out of bounds. It'll stick with the Knights as 34 will check back in. Hannah Boltman for junior Sophia Scardino. A little under 3.5 minutes left to go in this first half. A really good defensive fight with exchange runs from both sides. Love trying to set up someone in the paint. Gonna just feed it back up to Bly at the top of the key. In the paint, bounce pass. What a move! Gets blocked in the paint. Hannah Boltman, I tell you, she uses all that 6-foot frame. And Thomas More, they got 2 to 3 girls on their squad that are 6 foot or a little taller, so they're going to have that size advantage all night long on Dominican.
Yeah, that's when you have size as a team, that's why you have to find yourself in a good position.
Oh my. Pirouette, mid-range jumper, Angelina Reyes. That was contested too. She's up to 6 points now, and the Knights back up in front. Boltman out to Blakely. Leah Wardlow going to signal the play from the top of the key. Zoe Dispinette gets a screen from the right. Double team coming. Still going to try to go up with it. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Dominican. Levine try to make something out of nothing. Bly, fast break, in transition. Can't get it to go. Blakely the rebound. Bly trailing her. Blakely looking to go 3-on-1. Loses it out of bounds.
You know, it's funny because when she got that rebound, she looked like she might have stepped out of bounds on that rebound. But, you know, it was close, and the floor is kind of shaded from up here, so I can't really tell. I'm probably wrong, but I just, look like it.
You once again saw the St. Thomas More fans scream because they had three black jerseys coming right at them.
Yeah.
Look at this. Dispinette rejected and a foul called. Layla Bly gets called for the foul. Foul number 2.
Must have gotten enough of the arm. I couldn't tell from here, so I'm not going to make a judgment on it, but must have got enough of the wrist or the arm to get the foul called.
I believe they're going to actually call that foul on Brooklyn Love. So it wasn't on the block.
Okay.
So
that
saw
makes
a little
sense.
contact by Brooklyn Love. That's her first personal 15 foul. It's kind of hard to hear in this PA gymnasium with this 90% filled crowd. Oh, a free throw is no good. 0 for 2, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't able to look at that first free throw because I was checking our replay. Got to make those free throws down the stretch if you're St. Thomas More. 2 minutes left to go. Look at Wardlow reading it right there off the pass from Love. It'll stick with Dominican. That's really living up to the expectation, Peck. Thomas More only allowing 39.5 points per game. You're holding a really good Dominican team who averages 65 a game to 21 in this first half so far.
That's a good stretch, that's for sure. And St. Thomas More on defense looks like really into it. Like they're really, forcing Dominican to pass the ball a lot here. Dominican's not going up an easy shot. They're really trying to find somebody open.
Love thought about the 3. Thomas More sticking in that 1-3-1 zone.
Once in a while, you get a bump like just what happened right there when you're playing good defense, which is okay. It happens. Like sometimes you're just playing really good defense. You just bump a little bit, and then that foul gets called. But it was overall a good defense right there, and you're not in the bonus yet. It's only 4 fouls for St. Thomas More and timeout Dominican.
And, yeah, now we'll take a game break with him as well. Head coach Kevin Schrampka calls a 30. We will take a game break and be right back with you. More high school girls basketball coming your way right after this on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Ooh.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Back here from the Majerus Court at St. Thomas More High School alongside Matt Peck. I'm Elijah Vanxalata. 1:36 left to go in this first half of Metro Classic Conference Championship game in girls basketball. Seedings already came out, but both these teams playing for bragging rights on the line. Teams don't get anything for conference wins, right? But still get a lot of share as Love pulls up straight away, picking up right where she left up. Matt Peck, that's her 4th 3 of the first half.
Yeah, speaking of bracket reveals, Dominican's assistant coach, Daisha Smith-Jenkins, I think that's her name correctly. She was an analyst on the bracket reveal show, so she has analysts across the whole state of Wisconsin in girls basketball.
Look at this, Brooklyn Love getting a steal off in transition. Love stolen. Look at this, bodies falling over the ground. This is the conference championship game. In a timeout called by Coach Krishak. We will stick with you after this timeout on this one, but you bring up the point, one of the Dominican's assistant coaches was on that bracket reveal show. She did a really great job as well. They talked about it as well, right?
Yeah, they talked about
her team.
Yeah, when the Dominican came up, they said, "Hey, so what's going well with your team this year?" So then she talked about it, and then obviously they went on with Division 4. So they did it the right way. Just touch on it a little bit, and then you go on with the rest of the division.
She's all dressed up too, kind of like in the casual business, professional type look. She's all ready for this conference championship game and prepared for her Knights to possibly win the Metro Classic Conference Championship outright tonight with the win. Technically, Dominican still could clinch it. We'll bring up all the scenarios again at halftime. So we approach 1 minute, under a minute left to go in this first half of the Metro Classic Conference Championship.
We might have to write all these scenarios down.
Yeah. Blakely pulls up from the top of the key. No good. Rebound by Love.
I'm telling you this, though. Friday night when we were at Brookfield East, you're going to have to write all those scenarios down for me who took first place. I almost said it wrong during the...
I believe this weekend Guys comes out, right? Guys seedings.
I would hope.
So 30 seconds left to go. Dominican doesn't need to rush it necessarily.
Yes, Sunday at 11 a.m. boys basketball comes out.
Love will set it up at the St. Thomas More Cavaliers logo with 20 seconds left. Layla Bly. They're going to settle for the last shot with 10 seconds left on the clock. They're going to look to get an ISO here and a screen from the right for Love. She's hit 4 threes in this first half. She's going to do a step back. Can't she make it her 5th? Wide open. No good. She's been feeling it all first half long. But we've got a thriller in this first half. It's a 24-19 game in the Metro Classic Conference Championship game. The Knights up by 5. We'll come back after these messages with scoring updates in this game and stats right after this. You're watching high school girls basketball on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgestop Exteriors, we're more than your average home improvement company. We're your neighbors, and for over 20 years, we've been trusted and proudly serving right here in your community. Customer service is our #1 goal. Call now for your free estimate.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
Looking for a place where everyone feels at home? Welcome to Point Brewery, your family-friendly tap room with something for everyone. From a wide variety of local brews to classic Point sodas for the kids, we've got the perfect pour for everyone. Craving a bite? We've got hot, cheesy Portesi pizzas ready when you are. Whether you're hanging out inside or soaking up the sun in our outdoor beer garden, there's space to unwind. Planning a celebration? Reserve our private event room and make it a gathering to remember. Point Brewery, good times, great taste, all on tap.
Hey Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
The quality materials that was used when the house was built were below builder grade. I wanted to do something a little exciting, add a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. The Infinity team took time to get to know us. He wanted to know what we wanted. Once he saw my design, he says, well, let's make this happen. It's a big project. Just changed the whole look of the house, and it looks like a brand new home. The Infinity team treated us like we were their family. I would recommend Infinity to anybody.
Welcome you back to the Majerus Court at St. Thomas More High School. Alongside Matt Peck, I'm Elijah Vanxalata. 6:20 left to go left in the halftime break of the Metro Classic Conference Championship game. I want to give a couple scoring stats-wise in this first half. First for the Dominican Knights, who have 24 points in the first half. Leading the way scoring is senior guard Brooklyn Love, their leading scorer with 15 points. 6 points for senior forward Angelina Reyes. 2 points for Kaylee Agee. And 2 points for Layla Bly to round out the scoring for Kevin Shrampka's squad, looking to win conference outright with the win tonight. Both teams have one more game coming up after this. The Dominican Knights will have Martin Luther on Thursday. They're going to have a back-to-back. They have Martin Luther on the road, 7-14 on the year, 3-9 in conference they are. They would just need, well, that game wouldn't matter no matter what for conference purposes as long as they win tonight. And they take on a tough Pius squad, 15-6, 8-3 in conference from the Woodlands on Friday night, their second night of a back-to-back. Scoring for St. Thomas More, they're 19 points, leading the way for them. They got Leah Wardlow, who's leading the way for them with 5 points. Janiah Blakely with 4, Olivia Levine with 4, and Hannah Boltman, the senior phenom, the Minnesota Crookston commit, with 4 as well to round out the 19 for Coach Brian Krishak's squad. And coming up after this for St. Thomas More, they will have Shoreland Lutheran on Thursday, and that'll be their regular season finale, 7-15, 2-10. The scenario for them, they would have to win tonight and win on Friday against Shoreland Lutheran to at least have that out, or the share of the conference. They could actually win it outright if they win tonight and Dominican loses against Martin Luther, which we've seen crazier things before, like you were saying in guys basketball, Matt Peck.
Yeah.
But it'll definitely be a long shot for sure. But I'm sure if Thomas More wins tonight, they'll try to root really hard for Martin Luther on Thursday night.
That's for sure.
So why don't we take one more game break, and we'll come back with upcoming schedule once again on Zaleski Sports Milwaukee, and we will recap some other scores from around the area after this. You're watching high school girls basketball on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
We're back with better halves. Jane is looking for a better health plan. Jane?
I need someone who'll make time for me. So, how would you two get to know me?
You want time? I'll keep you on hold all night long.
He sounds gross.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I won't treat you like a number. I've got award-winning service and coverage made just for you.
Now that's better. Next up, networks.
We welcome you back once again to the Majerus Court at St. Thomas More High School for our big girls basketball game on Zaleski Sports. The Metro Classic Conference Championship game between the 20-1 and the 12-0 Dominican Knights taking on the 20-2 and 11-1 St. Thomas More Cavaliers. Seen a lot of energy in that first half for both these squads. And we're looking for some more fireworks in the second half. Matt Peck, what do you expect for the second half? That Coach Krishak, now he's digging it up in the huddle. What do you think he's telling his girls right now to try to come out with this win?
Start fast. You got to start fast as always, because try to get this game tied with a couple minutes into the half, because that really put pressure on Dominican. Dominican coach also only used one timeout. Dominican used 2 in the first half, so Dominican's got to go through the second half with only 3 timeouts. So they just try to get them to trap the ball a little bit. That might really fuzzle Dominican, and it's 3 timeouts left. You want to use those wisely, because before you know it, you might need a timeout towards the end of the game if it's really close. So just play some really good defense. That's the key down the stretch, and hit your free throws.
Same thing goes to Dominican. One of the obvious ones that St. Thomas More has to do to stop Dominican is stop Brooklyn Love, 14 of the 24, and she's got, more importantly, 4 threes in that first half, lighting up the night from distance. But you expect both these teams to play with some aggression heading to the end of this game. Right off the bat, a 3-point shot, that'll do.
That's right there, what they needed.
Sophia Scardino gets the Lady Lady Cavaliers started in the second half. Right on cue. Make sure, folks, to the 40 of you guys watching, share this game to any of the St. Thomas More community and Dominican community with everything. Offensive rebound for Dominican. We got a thriller here, and a foul is going to be called on the shot. Angelina Reyes drawing the foul. They're going to call the foul. Leah Wardlow will be called for the foul. It's her first team foul of the second half. Reyes will head to the line to shoot 2. Off the mark, too strong. Reyes, she's shot 100 free throws coming into this game this season and hit exactly 60 of them coming into this game, so 60% free throw shooter. She splits a pair, 1 for 2 for Reyes. 7 points for the senior forward. A 3-point lead for Dominican. Zoe Despinette looking to go to work, and look at the hands right there by Brooklyn Love, just cherry picking right there. Once again, Brooklyn Love averaging around 2.5 steals a game. So right at around 2 to 3 tonight. Look at this, in the paint. Good double team right there. That was a brick wall right there by Boltman and Despinette. Or no, pardon me, Boltman and Levine. Standing the ground off the paint attack. Wardlow looking to go fast through contact. No good. Going up, Despinette gets fouled at the second effort chance, and they'll head to the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, nice transition there for St. Thomas More, able to go down and draw the foul. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those halves where the free throw making is going to decide the outcome of this game. So it's good to try to make your free throws now and obviously, grow your points, but just continue to get yourself closer and closer.
Despinette knocks down the first. It's her first trip to the line. 73.2% free throw shooter on the season. Stats by Bound, Wisconsin. They're going to get a lane violation on St. Thomas More. We got a little too excited right there for Olivia Levine.
Yeah, you saw that one right there. She moved a little bit early.
So Dominican will take it up from the top of the key on their own side of the floor. Looking to set a screen. Waiting for her is Morgan Banks, the freshman. Look at this. Banks feeding around to Reyes to that left corner. Look at this defense recovered by Love. And Love will reset it up. Banks will come up for the screen again. Coming right through. Love trying to make something out of nothing. Can't get it to go, blocked. And St. Thomas More, they've kind of had the wall going on defense right now on the drive. Nothing coming on the drive so far, and they're not allowing it with the long wingspans of St. Thomas More's big mans. Ooh, late foul called right there.
Yeah, I saw the contact right there. I think it was a pretty good foul. I saw her kind of fall back a little bit, so nice job drawing the foul right there, and obviously going to the line. Like I mentioned, we're going to be here a while, I think, watching a lot of free throws for the determine the outcome of this game.
That's right. Oh, and Morgan Banks at the line right now, only a 43% free throw shooter. The first one is good. Her first point of the night. You see that sometimes, right? You see people that aren't really good at free throws, but they'll make it at the biggest moments of the season. Second free throw attempt for Banks is good. Nothing but net on both tries for Banks. Banks averaging just over 4 points a game and 4.5 rebounds. 4-point lead for Dominican. In the paint, Despinette goes up too strong. And I go out of bounds right back to the Cavaliers. I don't know.
That was close.
Questionable call right there, but Brooklyn Love puts her hands up and says, you know what, we'll take that.
Yeah, they both might have touched at the same time, but
and
interesting.
If you're head coach Brian Krishak, you just got to say we got to get back on the other end and make up with that with a defensive stop. Forget about the move. Layla Bly, she's been quiet in this game tonight, only 13.9 points per game. But she was on an offensive explosion against Kenosha St. Joe's last on the network on Thursday when Corey had the call for that one.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see run a play here or something.
Love thought about the three, doesn't take it. Feeding out to Layla Bly. Bly on the drive, going up with the left hand. Can't get it to go, just try to throw up a prayer. And they got a fast break if they hurry, and they don't take it out right there. Oh, Coach Krishak just puts his hands on his knees right there, saying we had a We had two girls wide open in the fast break on the drive.
You know, it's funny we talk about that because that's 3 or 4 times that's happened tonight between both teams. Dominican had that happen to them twice in the first half where they just overthrew somebody or went through the hands.
I saw that a lot with Corey on Thursday's game, too, for both sides of the floors on the respective ends. Brooklyn Love with the bounce pass over to that left corner. Aubrey Mulata, the freshman, checking back in. Layla Bly pulls up from downtown. She hits the tray, and the tide is shifting. Head coach Brian Kreshak says it. A 7-point advantage for the Dominican Knights, and they're going to try to pull away. 14:45 left to go in this ball game. You're watching high school girls basketball on Zaleski Sports.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fear, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
We're set for a thriller at St. Thomas More High School. 14:45 left to go with Dominican. A 6-4 start to the second half, setting the tone with 3 from Layla Bly. And we've been all the way through in this Metro Classic Conference Championship game in girls basketball. On the way alongside Matt Peck, I'm Elijah Vanksalata. Girls basketball on the network. Coach Kreshak called the timeout. Both teams with 3 timeouts each. Boltman in the paint, going up strong. I bet you that was the game plan right out of the break, Peck. Just go to your leading scorer, Boltman, who averages 19 points and 10 rebounds to get the juices flowing on offense.
Yeah, that'd be the smartest thing to do. Go to the person that's been putting a lot of points up for you all year, especially in a big game like this, and say, here, try to take us to the level here.
Aubrey Mulata feeds it to Bly, looking to go for 2 in a row. Layla Bly, don't let her start to get hot. He's up to 8 points on the night, and look at Brooke Love going up, blocked, and a foul called by Boltman. That was a hard foul right there. Clearly the Dominican fans do not like the call right there. That was a pretty aggressive foul by Hannah Boltman. And now the bad blood exchanging between both student sections. The "we can't hear you" chants coming from St. Thomas More. It's a little rivalry-friendly fire right now, Matt Peck. You could basically call these 2 rivalries too, because these are the 2 closest schools to each other in the Metro Classic Conference.
It's so funny because you got Dominican on the north side of Milwaukee, northeast side of Milwaukee, and you got the rest of them south of Milwaukee, like it's St. Thomas More here, and the rest of them all in Racine and Kenosha County. So
these are the only two Metro Classic teams in Milwaukee, technically. Second free throw, no good from Bly. Brooklyn Love. 15 points from Brooklyn Love on the other end. Largest lead of the night right now for St. Thomas More, and they finally get a foul. Look at that. Olivia Levine trying to clap her team up, trying to get a run going. It's been a 10-6 run for the Dominican Knights to start the second half. Boltman, the bounce pass off the ball screen. Dispinette, right wing. No good. Rebound by Dominican. They're going to set it up with Layla Bly. She's been the hot hand in the second half so far.
I think St. Thomas More will get the run eventually.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip.
Feeding it out to the top. On the drive, kicking it out. Aubrey Mulata. Back out to the top of the key to Bly. Bly going to slow it down now. They are in no hurry right now to get a shot off the floor.
Did you see what I just did?
What's
I
up?
accidentally set this to commercial.
Oh, shoot. I've had that mistake happen to me once.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Well. So right now, Dominican slowing the tempo down, realizing there's no shot clock, and you could just take their time. About 45 seconds to a minute they've held the ball so far. not in a hurry to run a shot as they had their largest lead of the night at 9. And now Kevin Shramka will call a full timeout. Good defense by the Cavaliers. We will take a game break with them. You're watching high school girls basketball right here on Zaleski Sports.
Now we'll go to commercial.
All right, bet.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eclair.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Back here from St. Thomas More High School, we're back to a very animated head coach, Brian Krishak, who is trying to fire his team up. Obviously, this game has a lot of big stakes for conference purposes. Thomas More, if they could win this game and win Thursday, they could share the conference at least, as long as if Dominican wins against Martin Luther. If Martin Luther loses on Thursday and Thomas More wins tonight and Thursday, Thomas More is the outright conference champion still. So lots to be played in store for both these teams. Obviously, if Dominican wins tonight, none of that will matter. They win it outright no matter what if they win tonight, which I'm sure Kevin Shramka wants that for his squad heading into Thursday, not having to worry about a possible trap game.
It would be the least stressful way to go out tonight, that's for sure. I'm sure he doesn't want to come back and say, okay, now we got to win on Thursday. Although you do want to win on Thursday because you want some momentum going into the playoffs. You don't want to go into the playoffs, losing a little bit.
See what Coach Krishak has with his girls out of the timeout energy-wise. Might come out with some sort of spark plug in the second half as they trail by 9. Brooklyn Love looking to attack, finding it to the corner. Reyes, contested jumper. That's off of the hands of Dominican of Jordan Woods, the freshman, and it'll go to St. Thomas More. Coach Krishak saying, let's slow it down a little bit, try to find an open look.
That's a smart thing to do if you're Coach Krishak's telling his team, because, that's one of the keys to basketball, slow it down, because you go too fast, it kind of forces yourself to turn the ball over. Just slow it down. You still got 12 minutes remaining in this game. You're only down 9. You're not in a bad spot at all right there.
That is not the idea right there on the pass. Kind of misconnection right there from Leah Wardlow and Janai Blakely. We go right back to the Dominican Knights. And Coach Krishak's going to sub in Sofia Scardino back in this one again. Dominican has a chance to push this one to double digits. Layla Bly kind of had mishandled it right there, and then he'll feed it over to Brooklyn Love, getting a screen from Angelina Reyes. She's going to go the opposite way of the screen. Oh, what a pass. Zips it over and feeds it over to Jordan Woods. The first double-digit lead of the night for Dominican, the first 2 for Jordan Woods. Dominican slowly starting to gain some momentum to shift away from this game. And that's an idea right there in the paint by Levine, getting the mismatch on Woods.
Yeah, Dominican, they got themselves in a good spot here, up 11. It's the biggest lead of the night. 19. This game has been, neck and neck almost all the way. Man, get my words tripped up. But if you get yourself at 11 points, I would have said you're crazy in this game. But there's still 11:28 remaining, so this game I predict is going to get a lot closer.
Look at that defense blocked by Brooklyn Love right there. And Boltman has some words for Brooklyn Love. Like we said again, rivalry game. Both teams expected to still in the race for the conference play for Metro Classic implications. We saw Brooklyn Love jawing at it with some of the players with St. Joe's. That's just the fire she's got on with her team. Janai Blakely, they're looking to push the pace now on the right wing. Feed over Boltman on the right wing. She's going to pull up for a straightaway 3. Just short. Look at this. Physicality. Ooh. Brooklyn Love playing with the aggression.
I love to see it. I love those two just going at it physically. This game means a lot to both of them. It's always fun to see.
You're going to get the bounce pass in the paint. Look at this. Blocked in the paint. Ooh, took a shot in the face. Bly.
Who comes up with it?
Took a shot in her eye. They're going to call travel. Coach Ramka's furious now that he didn't get a call with the hit on the face. So now both coaches are having their fair share of like arguments, if you will.
It's interesting right there because she technically did have more possession of the ball, and that's why they called travel, because she moved 2 feet without dribbling.
Yeah, Bly checks out, going to get checked up with that eye. A three-point shot is good. Hannah Boltman does the ice in the vein celebration, and they needed a three like that. They haven't gotten their scoring going in quite a couple minutes back, but that one's got to feel good for Thomas More.
Absolutely. And they need a couple more of those, but they also need a couple more defensive stops right here as well.
Brooklyn Love going to set it back up at the top of the key. Love going through the teeth of the defense, and a double dribble's called. Wow.
He took a minute to make that call. I was like, what's the call going to be?
Kind of did the opposite, reverse 6-7, I call it, right? The double dribble call. And Thomas More has a chance to extend this run right now.
Don't say that number around any high school kids.
Oh, they got a wide open person in the paint. Going to feed him in the paint. Goes up and gets it to go. Olivia Levine, she's up to 6 and a 5-0 run from the Cavaliers. Here they come, Matt Peck.
Yeah, and some Dominican parents thought there could have been a push-off right there. It was close, but
they're not going to go away too easy.
Yeah, they haven't been calling that all night, so I didn't expect them to call that right there.
Love in the paint, goes up, draws the foul on the shot. And she does that so well. Janai Blakely will be called for the foul. Her second foul, 14th foul. As Brooklyn Love heads to the line for 2. 1 for 2 in the second half. First one is nothing but net. Love shoots it about 67% from the free throw line on the year.
Nice.
And Love knocks down the second pair, so she's 3 for 4 in the second half. All her points coming via the free throw line, and she's up to 17 points for Dominican. Thomas More still hanging in there. Getting out to the top of the key, wide open. Look for 3, no good. Ooh. Offensive rebound by Levine, and it's going to go the other way. I think they're going to call a loose ball foul on Janai Blakely. Yep. So that'll be her third foul. 15th foul on St. Thomas More. And Dominican has a chance once again to push this lead back up to double digits. Their largest lead was 11 tonight. Brooklyn Love looking to drive through contact again. Bly looking to pick up right where she left off. Bullseye for Layla Bly. She is up 11 points in the night and has really come alive in a resurgence in the second half with 9 points. Blakely, a 3. Goes off the backboard, no good. Rebound by Dominican, and they got a 5-on-4 if they hurry again. In transition, Bly, Brooklyn Love. Double dribble again, wow. That's a second double dribble called on Dominican.
Back and forth here where teams, make that critical mistake and say, Dominican just went back up by 11 points. It's going to be interesting to see how St. Thomas More responds right here.
Thomas More looking to get a run right back up. The largest lead for Dominican right now. Janai Blakely can't get the midi to go. She gets her own miss.
Got a little bit, almost a little push right there.
I love with some contact, and it's turned over.
Oh, there was a kick ball there.
Look at this effort right now, and the pressure is on. Leah Wardlow going to drive through full court. Boltman, mid-range, good. Timeout, Coach Krishak. And we will take one along with them. Fireworks in the Metro Classic Conference Championship basketball game. You are watching high school girls basketball on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgestop Exteriors, we're more than your average home improvement company. We're your neighbors, and for over 20 years, we've been trusted and proudly serving right here in your community. Customer service is our #1 goal. Call now for your free estimate.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
Down to the final stretch of this ball game. 8:23 left to go in the Metro Classic Conference Championship game in girls basketball. It's a 41-32 advantage for the Dominican Knights, who lead the advantage of scoring in the second half by a 17-13 advantage. Thomas More trying to hang in there right now. They have tried to get a couple big runs in this second half, a couple big shots, and physicality has been a big part of this one. Going to call the foul right there on Leah Wardlow. Second foul, team 6 foul. The next one will put Dominican on the one-on-one bonus on the ground fouls. One thing to keep in mind right there for Dominican. And now they will head to the line for 2. Leah Wardlow's got to be careful. That's number 3 on Leah. Back-to-back fouls picked up by her. And Brooklyn Love will head to the line to shoot 2. Or one-on-one, I should say. Pardon me. This is part of the game where you got to hope for some misses.
Yeah, that's for St. Thomas More, because now they got Dominican in the bonus. So I should say, yeah, Dominican in the bonus. So St. Thomas More up to 7 fouls on the night. So Dominican's going to have to be at the free throw line a lot coming up here.
Like I said again, I mean, Brooklyn Love hasn't got the shooting touch going. She had the 4 threes in the first half, but hasn't really got them going in the second half. But she's made her presence known at the free throw line, being able to draw contact. And she goes 1 for 2 at the line. 4 for 6 at the line in the second half for her. In the paint, Blakely blocked. Wow! Look at the hustle by Brooklyn Love on the fast break. Chasing down Blakely. Stick with St. Thomas More.
We've seen a lot of good blocks tonight from both teams.
Dispinette tried to go off glass, couldn't get to go. Boltman, what a save. And Blakely will feed it back up to the top. Wardlow, no hesitation, can't get the triple to go. And Layla Bly looking to push a fast in transition. Has Reyes, too high in the pass. And Coach Shrapka's like, why? Why are we doing that right now?
Yeah, we saw him a couple times in the first half because they did the same thing, except they were going down court earlier. This time they're kind of going across court. And yeah.
Shrapka's just like, all right, we got to slow that down. There's no reason that we need to zip a pass like that. A bullet pass that time by Wardlow. I mean, pardon me, jeez. I'm having a hard time with names tonight too. Bly. Almost a steal that time. Boltman feeding over. Wardlow can't get it off to go. Air ball. Dispinette over. 3-point shot off the back rim, no good by Boltman. And Thomas More and Matt Peck just cannot find the shot right now to fall.
They still have time to find it too. It's still 7 minutes left in this game. You know, but you know, you got to kind of get some stops on Dominican here. Ooh, bodies flying down there.
Gonna double team Brooklyn Love, and that hasn't really been the answer so far tonight. Dispinette gets called for the foul. Team's 8th foul. And it'll once again send Brooklyn Love to the line for her 4th trip of the second half. 4 for 6 tonight at the line. First free throw is true.
Down the stretch here is where these free throws, every free throw is huge. I'm not going to discount that, but down the stretch is where every free throw is going to get bigger and bigger, because now once again we're sitting at an 11-point game. I think 12 would be Dominican's biggest lead if she can hit this.
Announcer jinx?
Must have, yeah, you're right.
She splits the pair, goes 1 for 2, but it will stick with Dominican, so it works in their favor. Maybe it'll work out, right?
Yeah.
They can get 3 points out of this still, or 4. Make it a 4-point play possibly still.
Getting a second opportunity is huge because St. Thomas More could really use a defensive stop here and come down maybe and hit a 3 or something, make it an 8-point game, but
Brooklyn Love feeding over to Layla Bly trying to look over there, not in a rush once again to find that look. And they're trying to reset it. Blakely with the steal. Love chasing her. Blakely blocked. What a foul. A lot of contact on that one again, and Blakely's going to head to the line for 2. Second foul on Brooklyn Love. What'd you think?
it's close, but I think, they let a little bit of contact slide tonight here, but I think it was the right call.
Yeah, refs letting them play a couple times tonight. They recognize this is a conference championship game. Heavyweight bout between the top 2 teams. And like you said, these free throws got to come down in this second half. Blakely shoots it 60% on the year. It's her first trip to the line. She had 4 in the first half. And Blakely calmly knocks down both. And we're back to a single-digit ball game. The defense going to tighten up. Looks like they're going to go back into the zone again for St. Thomas More. Look, this is my favorite part about watching zone defense, seeing the double-team traps come. The problem is Blakely with the effort.
The problem is they can find somebody open and somebody breaks the zone, and that's. But overall, it works sometimes.
Giving them a lot of space. That's the benefits to the zone defense. Reyes going to pull up with the mid-range. Can't get it to go too strong. And a rebound saved right back to Brooklyn Love, and a foul called on Dominican. So the save by Dispinette didn't even matter at the end of the day. And that's going to be number 4 on Janiyah Blakely. Coach recognizes it. She'll sub in. Sub in Olivia Levine. Dispinette will check out as well. Brooklyn Love living at the free throw line in the second half. She's been really good. 6 of 8 from the line. 5 of 8, I should say.
Yeah, Dominican's kind of staying above that 10-point mark right now throughout the second half. And St. Thomas More, as time and time ticks more, is when it becomes more dangerous for them. They're going to have to try to get this game under that 10-point mark, where Dominican's biggest lead's been 11, but.
Splash. 7 of 10 from the line in the second half for Brooklyn Love, and she's up to 21 points on the night. She lived at the 3-point line in the first half and has attacked in the second half to draw fouls and get to the free throw line in the second half. She'll find a Boltman in the paint, draws a foul, and she'll go to the line to get some free throws. And she says thank you to the ref after that one.
Well, it's funny because that one would have went down, this gym probably would have exploded.
15 foul on Dominican. Boltman heads to the line. This is the person you want to shoot the 2 free throws right now. Shooting at a very effective 82%, and I just jinxed her. Sorry, St. Thomas More fans. Just trying to read the analytics.
That Elijah. I did it earlier. I did it like 3 minutes ago. The Dominican.
Good old announcer jinx. And she goes out for 2 as well, but they get the offensive rebound. Leah Wardlow, she gets the space. Feeds it out, wide open, shooting practice. Oh, off the back rim, no good that time for Scardino.
If that would have went down, you would have said, who cares about the free throws?
Yeah. Would have taken 3 over 0 any day of the week. And the trap coming at half court. Kevin Sharampka just gets the timeout in time. He'll call his second to last. 11-point lead for Dominican, 5:26 to go. Will they hold on and try to outright conference champions tonight? We'll see as you're watching high school girls basketball on Zaleski Sports.
Hey, Fleet Farm fans, you asked, we listened. You wanted lower prices? You got them. In-store, online. We drop prices everywhere. Lower prices on summer favorites like Liquid Pool Shock, Griller's Gold Barbecue Pellets, and Airhead Towables. Lower prices on big-name pet care like Purina Tidy Cats. Lower prices on Valvoline motor oils. All because you said so. Look for the bright green price drop signs to find new lower prices on everything you need for everyday life. Only at Fleet Farm.
We're down to the final stretch of this basketball game of the Metro Classic Conference Championship. Alongside Matt Peck, I'm Alec Salata. Who will take this one home? Feel free to put this one in the comments. Who you got in this game? Will Dominican outright it as they feed it to Reyes in the paint and one? Angelina Reyes. Good read on the pass. An even better finish for the Dominican Knights to extend this lead. Oh, you talk about a find right there. Just zipping it over. Kaylee Agee, her ability to make plays as well. And that one's got to hurt out of the timeout for Thomas More. Oh, and one chance no good for Angelina Reyes. Thomas More going fast. They need a Hail Mary effort right here. Leah Wardlow, oh man. Lit on the rim in this second half, and a foul's going to be called on Dispinette. Dominican will head to the line for 2 free throws now to answer the double bonus. Olivia Levine was on the foul, actually. So with 5:09 left to play in this one, Dominican, as long as they can make their free throws, they can most likely say they could become the outright Metro Classic Conference champions. First one is off the back rim, no good.
Dominican finally got over that 11-point threshold. I was talking about a lot. I said they just can't get over the 11-point. Thomas More, for the vast majority of the second half, couldn't get it under 10. So they finally got it over at the 13, possibly 14.
Bly splits the pair. 10 points in the second half. She's up to 12 on the night, and she has come alive in the second half. The 2 leading scorers for Dominican and Brooklyn Love and Layla Bly. First half was Love, second half Bly, and that's what's led to this big lead for Dominican. In the paint, still can't get it to go, and a foul drawn on the layup. Olivia Levine. It's going to take a lot for Thomas More to try, and like I said, it's basically Hail Mary at this point, right? You got to piece together a really good effort and hope for a lot of free throw misses for Dominican. Got to get some steals and try not to force fouls. You put yourselves in that hole with the double bonus play in a factor now. Levine makes the first.
Yeah, definitely a huge factor. And, St. Thomas More, they're going to bring their, put a comeback together right now. I think it's going to have to start right about now. And that's hitting free throws.
Splits the pair, goes 1 for 2. Got to start making both as you head down the stretch. Layla Bly gets it across the timeline, and the pass is going to be out of bounds. And once again, Kevin Schrampka putting his hands out and saying, we don't need a rush. Right? I mean, you're up 13 right now.
I would like to see a thriller here to end this game because I'm on sabbatical till next Friday.
I'll be on the call. We'll have the regular season finale at Tosa West High School as the layup is no good, but the putback is true. Last 3 points coming from Olivia Levine. 5 points in the second half to go along with her 9 on the night. And that's a quick 3-0 run right there. Just got to try to force a couple more turnovers to make this one interesting. Good double team. Reyes feeding over to Brooklyn Love. Back over to Bly. Love hasn't had a field goal yet in the second half. Bly thought about the 3. Smart that she doesn't take it with the no shot clock. If there was a shot clock, she would have taken that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Look at this trap, though.
Trap, though, and a steal.
Oh! Coach didn't like that one.
Coach Krishak ran all the way to the right baseline.
He almost ran out the door.
Not going to call out the refs for anything, but that one was close, right?
That was close
for sure on the double team. They could have had a fast break right there, and Coach Krishak knows that. So Brooklyn Love will head to the line for some more free throws. Like I said, 7 of 10. Tough break for Dominican, though. Knocks down the first free throw. And once again, yeah, she's the girl you want to put at the line as well. She's been the most efficient one at the line.
Ooh. Well, for the rest of the year, Elijah's got the regular season finale on Monday alone. He's going to try to do it alone, and to make up for it, I'll do some highlights of some wrestling this weekend at Forest Park Middle School.
Obviously, that game between Tosa West and Slinger won't really matter, but just to get it on for the ramp up for playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Jason Zaleski's Slinger Owls will be on network.
There you go.
We'll get the famous Tosa West as, wow, look at that move right there. Could have got away with the travel right there. Olivia Levine, she's come alive in the second half with 9. Lead back to 11. Got to get turnovers, though. Still a double-digit lead after all.
Absolutely.
in the paint, going up with it. Can't get it to go. Good offensive rebound, though, by AG. AG, the leading rebounder for this Knights team. Feeding it over. AG to the top. Bly, Reyes, zipping it around. Love.
They're kind of playing keep away now.
Look at this double team again. That's clean that time, but Bly just happens to be there. And they're feeding over to Reyes. They're playing around the world right now.
Around the world we go.
They got open girls in the paint, and they finally draw a foul. Boltman fouls Brooklyn Love, having a hard time getting up. Just getting the help of her teammates, though. She'll head the line to shoot 2 free throws. And Love, how about this? 9 of 12 from the line in the second half. She has come alive in that second half from the free throw line. She's up to 23. Brooklyn Love, one of the big phenom guards. Is this supposed to be a distraction? We're hearing happy birthday chants right now.
Interesting. Somebody's birthday. Hey, for whoever's birthday is, make sure to share the cake. Just saying.
So that's the 10th made free throw of the second half for Brooklyn Love. She knocks down the second one as well. 11 of 14 in the second half. 25 points for Brooklyn Love. Lead back up to the largest 13. Dispinette, high arcing 3, air ball that time, and recovered by Dominican. Under 3 minutes left to go. It's getting late for Dominican, Matt Peck. I mean, not for Dominican, St. Thomas More, pardon me.
Dominican wants to extend this lead still, obviously. Still 2 minutes left.
Dominican could pop the apple cider at the end of this game to celebrate their conference championship.
Look at this. A lot of good traps for St. Thomas More, though, here on defense.
I got to get ready pretty fast for the interview as we're up in the Crows.
Should I just unplug yours? Or doesn't matter. I'll just do mine.
Sure, why not? Yeah, yours.
Okay. 1 sec. We'll probably get another timeout.
Oh, bloody. We got some bloody action right now from, I think, Bloody Nose from Brooklyn Love, so she's going to get attended to. Get a free timeout while we're at it. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. The Zaleski Sports Milwaukee schedule coming up after this is it's an all Oak Creek schedule. We will have off the rest of this week. I will come back solo on Monday at Wauwatosa West as they take on Slinger in a game where the two teams with the seeds doesn't really matter anymore. But to get on Slinger, coach. Oh boy, why am I blanking out? Alex Levine, geez. Alex Levine and Chris Neubauer.
Come on.
Go at each other next Monday. I'll have the call on that solo. Calling the game by myself and producing it. Thanks a lot, Peck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's all good. You got some commitments to go with it as well, so you got to go do your thing as well. But we look forward as well. Hopefully next Friday and Saturday we could get some regional girls basketball games in the area. We know that's going on. We have nothing else on our slate after Monday. But we are expected to try to get a girls' basketball game next Friday and Saturday. Possibly 2 as well, right? We're expected to meet up with Jason Zaleski soon to discuss regionals.
That'll be a fun time.
There we go.
That'll be a fun time.
Hey, but while we're at it, stay tuned, folks, for the Nasonville Dairy post-game show. We're going to go down to the court and interview the winning coach and our Highlight House player of the game. If Dominican wins right now, we'll get Brooklyn Love, who's dealt with all the physical contact all night long. She just had the bloody note there, but after all that, she gets a chance to go to the line and try to hit some free throws to make up for this now.
I'm going to turn the camera at the end of the game. We're going to get to watch Elijah Hurdle to get down there underneath the nice upper deck we're on.
It's going to be like a military crawl, right? Just get down there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Be interesting to see how that one works out.
Yeah, Dominican hoping to get their 15th straight win tonight. This would be something.
That is incredible.
For a team that's only lost once, and their one loss came to Sheboygan North, which they only lost by 2 in that game, Peck.
And keep in mind, when you're playing Sheboygan North, you're playing all the way up to D1, and you're a D4 team. So, I mean, that's even no matter how good.
Safe to say that, like you were saying, right, they will be a favorite in D4 this season. Like we said, #1 seed in their section in Division 4 as 27 points calmly and coolly. Brooklyn Love knocks those down and the lead back up to 15, the new largest lead of the night.
2 conference teams in Dominican sectional include Kenosha St. Joe's and the Prairie School.
In the paint, going up with the layup is Olivia Levine. And I'm surprised they're not playing the pressure anymore full court. Lead is down to 13. Obviously, it's still going to be a long shot if they're going to want the win here, but got to try at least. Kaylee Agee, her feet over to Brooklyn Love at the top, and finally a foul called on Janai Blakely. And guess who is going to the line again? Nobody other than Brooklyn Love. She's getting her practice in tonight, that's for sure. That's a good thing that she's got going tonight.
Yeah, she's been a huge part of this Dominican team and part of the reason why they're sitting here with 20 wins right now. But it's just incredible looking at how both teams have 20 wins right now. It's quite an accomplishment to get to in a season, especially in high school. Have 20 wins. A lot of teams would kill for 20 wins, and both teams right here we have right in front of us have 20 wins. That just shows how good both teams are. And I expect St. Thomas More to make a run in the playoffs as well. They won't. This is the last time these two will see each other.
Hey, this make right here, Peck, that's her 14th free throw make of the second half. So she had 14 in that first half, and she's up to 28 on the game with 14 in the second half. Boltman for 3, no good. The threes have not been able to fall for St. Thomas More. The playoff schedule for both these teams, obviously Dominican earned the 1 seed. They will play next Friday to the host of the University School, the 8th seed, or Kenosha Christian Life, the 9th seed. In Division 3, St. Thomas More they will play next Friday between the winner of the 17th St. Anthony and number 10 seed Mesmer. As they go up with it that time, Morgan Banks, that's her first field goal of the night, and the lead up to 16 now. Mid-range jumper on that left corner is good. Dispinette.
If I'm St. Thomas More, I'd press now. Good job right here, but still down 14. You're going to need a lot of help to come your way to come back here.
Going to start getting stretched out for the Nasonville Dairy postgame show. Get the crawl instincts ready. I'd once again like to thank Athletic Director Caitlin Putney for allowing us to come broadcast this game up tonight. She allowed us a space at the top at the Crow area.
It's funny because people said this is your first time at St. Thomas More, correct? But it's not our first time we've ever worked with the school. They were a huge part of our playoff broadcasting 2 years ago for the boys and ended up winning states. But we were kind of, those games are probably downloaded a lot because, part of their state championship run, we were part of it.
Banks knocks down both free throws. 6 points for her on the night. She's 4 for 4 from the line. And with a minute left to go, Dominican inching closer into saying that they are the outright Metro Classic Conference champions. And we call for a foul right there. It'll be a one-on-one bonus coming up. A little blocking foul that time. Yeah, Dominican, you look at their sectional, though. They got a pretty good path with some pretty good teams in there. St. Thomas More, if they're able to get to state, they're going to have to face a team like Oostburg. The Dynamite team in Oostburg down there for girls basketball. We'll name the team names that we'll try to get on for regionals and sectionals for girls basketball when we officially get the announcement.
Elijah will name those on Monday.
Yep. We should have them by Monday, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're gonna meet up the Milwaukee crew with Corey, Joey, me, and Matt Peck. We'll meet up with the big boss, Jason Zaleski, to talk about playoffs. It's gonna be a fun slate, we hope, though.
Absolutely. Sure. Looking forward to playoffs already.
How about this? As they hold it up, I'm going to actually get down there heading early. You can take my headset if you want to.
20 seconds left.
Excuse me. And that will do it. 5 seconds left. The Dominican Knights are Metro Classic Conference champions in girls basketball.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Queso Blanca, Queso de Freire, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we do.
We're back here for our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Fresh cheese curds made daily at NasonvilleDairy.com. We'll start off with head coach of Dominican, Kevin Shrampka. Coach, first of all, congratulations on being the outright conference champions in the Metro Classic. Just talk about the resilience of your girls tonight, being able to fight through all the contact and everything on this really tough St. Thomas More team right behind you guys.
Yeah, the team played fantastic tonight. I thought our defense was great on the ball screens. We didn't always cover them. We had some good rotation when we needed it. And the girls matched their post players, I thought, with physicality tonight. And we rebounded well tonight. So those are all keys to winning a game. And tonight, if you look on the scoreboard, they only had 43, and that's well below their average. So we were pleased. We played with good pace tonight.
And they're also a team that only allows about 39.5 points a game. Just talk about the ability to be able to draw some fouls, get a couple big threes from Brooklyn and Layla, just to kind of set the tone for you guys.
Yeah, we haven't been shooting really well from the three-point, but tonight Brooklyn got us going. She played with confidence. She hit those first threes, and it kind of loosened everything up, gave us some confidence early on. And when you shoot well, that loosens up a lot of things. And the girls played confident tonight on both ends of the floor.
All right, good luck the rest of the way in the playoffs, Coach. We're joined right now by our Zaleski Sports Highlight House player of the game, Brooklyn Love. Brooklyn, this was a really great effort for you guys on both ends of the floor. Just talk about how big of a game this was for you guys to get off.
It was a really big game. We played with a lot of heart. We came too far to lose this game, so I think I had to get my team going. It was probably a little scary, a little shaky at the beginning, but to get my team going, we came too far to lose this, so it was a big game for us.
Talk about this crowd a little bit right here. You guys got a lot of your fans. Make some noise for Dominican out here. Yep. You guys brought a big crowd out here. Just talk about your fans here and their support, being able to come out here and support you guys as your conference champions now.
Yeah, we got a lot of support. I think it also gets the team going to hear the fans, to hear how many people want to see us win. It makes us go far, so I'm excited for playoffs. I think we're going to win it all.
All right, so the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get the whole team to come over. I'm going to have you hold the mic, get the whole team to go behind, and then you guys are going to say we're the Dominican Knights and we're Metro Classic Conference champions. That's a lot. Or just say we're the Dominican Knights and we're conference champions. Yep. So you guys got that? Wait, what? You look up at that camera up there, and you guys are gonna say we're the Dominican Knights and we're conference champions.
Okay.
You guys can practice that if you want.
We're the Dominican Knights and we're conference champions.
Say it loud and proud at that camera right up
All
there.
right,
we ready?
Yes. Y'all ready? Yes. All right. We're the Dominican Knights and we're conference champions.
Thank you, guys. That'll do it from us here at Zaleski Sports. The Dominican Knights, the outright conference champions. This has been a fun game tonight here. Elijah Vanxalata and Matt Peck will be signing off here on Zaleski Sports. Really good matchup here. The Dominican Knights, once again, taking the Metro Classic champions outright on Zaleski Sports. This will be it for us. Corey and Joey will be back at Oak Creek for our game on Wednesday. Tomorrow night, Menominee Falls at Oak Creek. And then they'll have a game on Friday for girls basketball. That'll be it for us. Alongside Matt Beck, I'm Elijah Manxalata, signing off on Zaleski Sports.